So yesterday, I had to run up to the farm to see my dad for a minute. I needed to borrow his dump truck to do some work in Pataskala. When I got up to the farm, I found him out disking with the John Deere 60, getting ready to plant beans. Doing all right? You start planting yet? I'm gonna borrow the dump truck for a little bit and I'll bring it back. Be careful. If you ever run into my dad, you know he's having a good day when he's out on his 2-cylinder John Deere tractor working ground. I'd say that's probably one of his favorite things to do. This is where I grew up. Outside of the house that we live in now, it's the only home I've ever known. And this is how I grew up. Fix it, use it, wear it out. Make it do, or do without. That's how my family's lived for as long as I can remember. We've always been into hot rods and international trucks, and we still run them today. The old Lodestar, 404 gas, Clark 5-speed, 2-speed rear axle. It ain't much, but it gets the job done. This job that I'm working on over near Pataskala had a high spot in the yard. I've seen a couple pieces of concrete sticking out of it, so I figured there was plenty more below the surface, and I was right. I got to scratching around at it with the excavator and dug out a whole load of concrete and bricks out of this yard that needed to be hauled away so I could do the finish grade work properly. Once I had all the concrete loaded up, I took the John Deere and the tiller to the rest of the yard. It's so rough that you can't hardly mow it. There's no reason to leave it this way while I'm already here doing all the grade work. So, back up here on the job today, and I've got this load of concrete riprap loaded up on the old Lodestar. I'll take it to the shop and dump it and use it for riprap along the creek out behind our shop, and some of the good stuff I may make a crawler course out of it for the RC cars. But this is a neat little place here. Place was purchased recently by a little girl that Billy went to school with. It's her first house, and the house is actually really pretty decent inside especially, but the real thing is this building out back, and it's actually got well, I shouldn't say, it's got living space in it, and it's got a bar and a party room in it and all kinds of stuff. Really cool. But the rest of this lot was just a total disaster. Lots of drainage problems, and when they actually built this building behind me, they pushed all the topsoil off to this side where the camper's sitting and piled it up there, and it made a drainage problem that ran the water back over against the building, so the water off the roof couldn't get away. And then there's problems over here on this other side too. You can kind of see back here behind me lays wet. I'm gonna run some field tile probably next week, put some catch basins in, and I got to tie in their downspout and their sump pump line that's running out here on top of the ground, run it over here to the ditch line behind me. Today is the day I'm released from Facebook prison.
Hallelujah. What's the first thing that you're gonna do?
Aggravate you.
Can this be the new and improved bill? You're on community control. You're on probation through me. That you're going to behave.
When have I not been on probation through you? Let's take a bet on how long it takes me to post something controversial enough to send a nasty gram to my phone from you saying you need to delete that. You should not say things like that. You should not.
3 days.
3 days? You're gonna give me 3 days?
I bet it'll be within 3 days.
I'll bet it'll be within 3 minutes.
Let's be good. Let's just be good. Talk about racing and fun stuff and happy times and all good.
All right, guys, so I got home this afternoon and was pretty tired. I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning the day before, and so I came home and started editing this video, putting it together. And once I got to the point where I needed to stop, I laid back on the bed and fell asleep. So it is now evening and Junior's been out here working evidently. When I left today, this thing didn't have a balancer or anything on it, but he's made some progress. But right now I'm not sure where he's at. I think he's out with Molly doing something with a photo shoot or something. I don't know. But anyway, I still need to run my dump truck or Dad's dump truck back up to the farm, so I'm probably gonna do that real quick. Oh. Dad's old International is a 1977. Get over. It was sold new to the village of Pataskala. Girls ready? The town that my dad worked at for over 35 years and retired from. It was the first brand new dump truck the village had ever bought. My grandfather, who worked for International Harvester, took the order for the truck, spec'd the chassis, and delivered the truck. My dad and I are the only 2 people to ever really drive this truck on a regular basis. When they traded that truck in for a new truck back in '96, I think it was, my dad bought it from the dealership, and we've kept it ever since. Good morning, scrappers. Good mornings. Good morning, squirrely locks.
Good morning.
Why are you cussing?
Dishes. Mountain of dishes.
You have a clean cup for me?
Look.
Nope. Oh, you got a stink bug on you.
Ew, get it.
He's right here. He's on your side. I'm trying to get him.
Ah, get
Oh, there he went.
thing. Oh, now he's in the dishes.
Oh, crap. Now what's going on? Hey, relax. We'll play Frisbee in a minute. I can see the day's not going to go well already. Everybody's mad. I sat down, ate my breakfast, and that calmed them down for a few minutes. But then it was time to put my shoes on, and they know what that means. Get your Frisbee. So, last night, very unproductive. Billy and I kind of got into it a little bit because he didn't get here till 10:30 to actually work on his engine. And then when he did get here, I found out he did a dumb thing and just aggravated the shit out of me. He lost one of the spacers to his water pump, and he knew that we needed carburetor studs and we needed the dowel pin for the crankshaft, and I had a list, and I told him that I had a list of stuff that we needed. And while I was busy working up there on that job yesterday doing dirt work, he made a run to Jegs, and he called me, and he was looking for this water pump spacer. I knew he was looking for it. He didn't tell me he went to Jegs. Well, he didn't just go to Jegs, he went clear to the warehouse up in Delaware, which is like a 2-hour drive one way. And he got exactly one water pump spacer. We needed the dowel pins for the block, for the bell housing. We needed the crank dowel pin. We needed carburetor studs. I needed a handful of little things for Tommy's truck. And instead of just communicating and letting me know he's going to Jegs, he just goes and gets exactly one water pump spacer. 2-hour drive one way for one water pump spacer. So he's here now, and he's got a Sawzall out there, taking a Sawzall to his old engine to somehow retrieve the crank pin, the crank pin. Well, this time, instead of arguing and fighting with him, I figured I'd just jump on the lawn tractor and I'd enjoy the show. I watched him walk back and forth between the shop and that engine probably half a dozen times. Couldn't tell what in the world he was thinking. How'd your crank pin extraction go?
I gotta recharge the Sawzall.
Oh, you're not giving up.
No, it's almost out.
It's almost out.
Yeah. Last time I went to Jake's, I didn't have one.
Yesterday?
Whenever the last time I was in the main store.
You were at the warehouse yesterday. Not worth arguing over. I just let him sit out there and peck on that thing with a hammer for a while, see if he figures anything out. But about 35 minutes later, my curiosity got the best of me, so I rolled up on him with the tractor to see what he's up to. Are you shitting me?
What?
I don't even know what to say. What is the plan of attack here, Junior?
Well, I'm trying to cut this out and then get this cap off, which I already got all the bolts out of it. Once I get that cap off, I'm just gonna push this out. Tap it in. So obviously I can't tap it in from the backside.
Great success.
A little bit of determination. A little bit of time wasted, but...
Guess what?
What?
I just called Mark at A1 and he has that pin. And a pin puller.
I know, but it was right here.
Yeah, it was right
I
there.
had to get it.
It was right there.
It was right there.
Smooth move, X-Lax. He just told me it's the wrong size crank pin. So he went to Mark's to go get another one. They're all the same size. They're going to be within a thousandths of each other. Well, how's your day?
Boxes came in a few minutes ago, so it's going good. Good day.
Is it a good day?
It is.
Excellent, because we all could use a good day right about now. What's up?
Looking at all those boxes of stuff I gotta fold.
Tommy just said Allison's on her way.
Ooh, I love girlfriends. They want to watch movies with me. They help me fold.
Now if you can just find one to pick flowers for you. You got anything in there for lunch?
Nope. I have leftover noodles, but I'm saving that for dinner tonight.
I can't have noodles for lunch. I'll be farting all afternoon.
Don't say that. Nobody wants to hear that.
Shortly thereafter, I went back in the house for a little bit, and I was summoned back to the garage.
It doesn't matter which one I use. They're both the same size. One just has a it and they don't go in. And I don't want to force it with a sledgehammer.
You don't want to do that.
No, I'm just barely
You
tapping.
draw the line at sledgehammers, sawzall and all that.
I'm
That's
drawing the line right here.
That's it. Okay. At least you know you've got your limits. Done. Dad, if you're watching this, I'm freaking sorry for all the hell I put you through. Jeez and crackers. No wonder his hair is gray. Because that's why my hair is gray.
So we're at the point where we're trying to figure out what we're going to do about these headers. What I've done is I've ordered the same headers that I used on this truck previously with the 23-degree head. And I've ordered flanges. And the idea was that we were going to cut these flanges off and put these ones on. But this tube diameter is a little bit smaller than this inside diameter here. So AJ's thinking we might be able to heat this up, heat the tube up, and kind of stretch it out all the way around to get it to fit that. Or what I'm thinking about is just having him modify these headers. These headers came with the engine and they're a lot bigger. So in order to get these to fit, this tube is going to have to go around the steering shaft because there's no way that it's going to fit in between the engine and the shaft. So I'm going to have him come out and look at it and he'll make the best decision on what we should do.
Does this header on this side fit?
Yeah, that one doesn't have any trouble at all.
My concern is those header tubes are so big.
They are big.
They're freaking ginormous. That's like big block header tube size for a turbo. When's AJ coming?
I'm gonna try and get him to come out here tonight. See what his schedule's like.
Oh boy. We can go ahead and get the transmission up in it, right?
Yeah, we can. Another thing I was thinking about, I don't know if it would give us any more room, but a lot of people put a Jeep Cherokee steering shaft in these things, and that gets rid of the rag joint. It's two solid joints, and it's a direct fit. That might give us a little more room, but we'll see.
Well, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video off here because it's getting long. We got the engine down in the truck. We'll put transmission and converter up in it today and see how far we can get on this deal. Hopefully AJ can come out here tonight and look at this menagerie we've got, because to me it looks like he's probably going to have to redo that new set of headers, and probably the entire turbo kit's going to have to be redone. So I don't know. Pray for us.